Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I had my mic turned off. Can you hear me now? Hmm. My mic should be picking up now. Testing out a few things, getting the bugs worked out. Okay, perfect. Great. Thank you so much for letting me know. So, back to my little fun intro. Hi, my name is SDR Cow. I'm going to be streaming Baldwin to Doll. Blah, blah, blah. Man, my first take was so great. Anywho, hi. I'm going to be editing some Baldwin to Doll photos on Photoshop. We're just going to start into it. If you've got any questions, because I know that during streams people don't generally watch the full thing, but if you're watching and you're skipping through and you notice me do something that you don't quite understand and you want to send me a message, feel free to. If you're asking what I'm doing, why I'm doing, how I'm doing it, I will do my best to let you know. And for those of you that are here watching live, hello, thank you so much. And we're going to get started with my squeaky chair that I keep meaning to switch out. My bad. I'm just going to try not to move. How about that? Alright, so today I grabbed packs and I thought today is the perfect day to do some photos. And I decided that I didn't have enough clothing, so I decided to make a shirt, and we're just going to roll with that. And I think maybe I'm going to do my desktop real fast so y'all can kind of see the process I'm going with while I chit-chat. That way it's not just me staring at a screen. Desktop, look at my OBS, it's so great. We're going to move that down here. Alrighty, so whenever I dump my photos from my SD card and I double click on them, I get my wonderful raw image in my Photoshop, blah blah blah, all that jazz. You get access to all of this. So this is where I play, because this photo is obviously extremely blown out. I don't know why my auto decided to do that, but anyway, the exposure was just enough. But it is very, very dull, so let's, ooh, that's way too much. Raise the clarity. Highlights need to come down just a touch for my personal taste. Contrast can go up. I don't think I'm going to like this image as much as I did when I was pulling it off of the card. We'll see. We'll see if I can't crop and maneuver some things around. She's also a little warm or a little cold. So this is all getting to do all of these. This tweaking right here is done before it's even opened up into the official Fun Times Photoshop doohickey. I think that's good. That's gonna shadows could go a little brighter. I feel like maybe that's good enough. Image 1. Again, not sure if I'm gonna roll with it. Fun fact, y'all, that little doll has a name. His name is Linus, and there's some backstory with that. Oh yeah, this is what I like. Let's see what Auto does. Auto does it no justice, just like before. But Linus is actually her familiar slash pet demon. Not really a pet demon, but for those that don't know, Pax is actually a witch, and she dabbles more with puppet mastery than anything else. And she has found this little soul that we call Linus, and I actually have a doll of him. Let's add a little bit of that. Anywho, he's kind of like the doll representation, and then the actual BJD related item is what his character would actually look like that she sees. That's pretty. Let's do that. Again, why was it so cool? I don't know what my cameras were set to, y'all. My settings were crazy. Everything is very cool today. Add some vibrance. And clarity. Open. Great. Let's just see my previous. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Still a little cool. I thought about skipping this step with my live stream, but then I thought, oh, you know, somebody might be interested in this. And also, you know, whenever... if I just threw these images that I've already kind of tweaked up into Photoshop, it kind of appears that I am a better photographer than I really am, and so I never want that to kind of come across. Like, I tweak my images before they even get off of the darn SD card. Open that up into it. Let's see. I like your story. Did you ever watch American Horror Story? I did not watch it like fully in terms of American Horror Story. I didn't watch the full. Like, I watched it in pieces. I saw that character, but I don't remember anything specifically about her per se. It's a series that I really need to go back and watch. Everybody says that I would absolutely love it, but it's so hard for me to sit down, and this is my favorite image, sit down and actually watch a show. It's very difficult for me. I just get bored. This is my vibe. Arrgh. Okay. I'm digging that. I'm not going to do much more, even though I messed with it quite a bit. And I think I liked this placement more. However, she's kind of out of focus, and so I wanted to merge the two together. Previous. That seems really bright in comparison. Am I just psycho? No, that's about the same. Okay, whatever. We'll make it work. Yeah, like I like the framework of this one, the framing of the photo in general. However, I like the quality of packs and the color palette in this one more. I might end up just using this one more because the more I look at it, I don't hate it as much. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I also like the way this is shining the fence over here. We'll do that one last because that's my favorite. Y'all, I don't even think I'm gonna even use this one. What y'all thinking? Y'all thinking I should use this one? This is generally, so the way, whenever I'm doing a little mini photo shoot, the first photos are generally pretty like sparse and a little boring just because I'm getting kind of warmed up, and then you can see as I get into it, you get better and better images. It just takes me a minute every single time. This one just seems a little boring. Let's see. Maybe if I do some crop work. I just like that Linus is in it. I couldn't find a way to get him in this image without it looking just awkward and weird. Okay, you want me to use this one? Of course you do. Alright, let me set up straight. And we'll switch back to my Photoshop screen. Alrighty. So let's see what we can do with this image. First of all, it needs to be cropped, that's for sure. Second of all, can we just talk about this shirt that I made? Like, y'all, I'm so stoked about it. My mother gave me these little doohickeys because I don't remember where she found them. My mom's crazy cool. Anyway, so I decided to slap them on some fabric and tie it around her, and it worked. Those made it. Quite impressed with those. Anyway. Only if I want to. I like a good challenge, and if anything, even if I don't end up enjoying the image, it's good practice just to fuddle around and see. And I've surprised myself before. So what I always do, because I use Ico Soft glass eyes, they're not super reflective, so I always have to brighten them every single time. Yo, Bits, why is my Photoshop being weird? There we go. All in one eye action. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad they all like this one. Let's just roll with it then. I generally don't keep my doll eyes super bright because I like that realistic vibe. However, with Pax, since she has that magical background with her story, I'm kind of okay with them being a little bit brighter than what I would normally do. It's just how we roll with it. I think what's bugging me is her high forehead right here. Now, granted, girl got some micro bangs, like I'm aware. But that's a little bit too high. So I think that's probably what's throwing me off. And also the fact that there's not much going on in the foreground. I don't know. I guess this is a good spot to like describe what I don't like about this image, and it's just that you can see she feels disconnected from the background. There's nothing tying her in, and like, you know, the deck and then the railing is so far behind her, and there's nothing really just drawing your eye and connecting the two. It's just her right here, and then the image is back here. It almost looks like it could be in a studio versus actually being outside where I took it. Whereas this one, you know, you have the fence that pulls you back a little bit, and you've got this branch that kind of connects over here, and it kind of drags behind, and it just feels more like a cohesive image. This one doesn't really matter because it's just more of like a portrait shot, but that's kind of my vibe with this. If I had maybe a tree up here in this top corner, which I could Photoshop in, or something to kind of connect it where it wasn't as blurry, you get it. You get it. Distance. It's just part of it. Oh no. I forgot to turn off my wows. Okay, back to what I was doing. Defense image is the winner in my eyes. I agree 100%. Like, I love that one. That's my favorite out of this set. However, if I start on this one, I'm not going to finish into the other one. So I need to, what am I saying? I need to do that one first. You know, I pick up my camera and my Photoshop, and everyone starts texting me and calling me. Alrighty, so we've brightened the eyes already. That feels a little bit better. Let's copy this layer and work on this top. That way the bottom one is saved. And you know what? I'll copy. Let's find a new file. Alright, so we're going to liquefy this image because right now I want to focus on her hairline right here. So, filter, liquefy, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this sucker down. Perfect. Now, hat, all of that jazz, it's not the best, and I'm aware of that, but the cool thing about liquefy is you're just doing it to focus on where you want. What am I trying to say? So I'm trying to fix this hair line, literally the line that is her hair right here. I'm not worried about anything else. So as long as I can get this specific spot fixed, I can then erase around the other issues, which is what we're going to do now. Actually, I'm going to use the blendy brush. Fix that. Fix any of this below that was messed up. And there we have it, a fixed hairline. So that versus that. I don't hate this image as much anymore. It's the little things. Because you saw, you know what, Corn? We're not going to talk about that. It was habit that I clicked it. Habit. Everyone say hello to one of my bestest friends there, Corn. Trying to get me to play WoW while I'm trying to stream and do important things. How rude. Okay, so we'll merge that down and we'll move on. What do I want to do with this? I'm still trying to find out my vibe for this. So I'm going to dump some of my stock images into this. as always, my favorite image. So I talked about this in my last stream, but like when you're implementing Boke, it's super nice. Hold on, let me go back and just redo all of this. So all I'm doing is using an image like this. So you have your light flares and you have a completely black background. That way when you come over here to this layer and you drop it down to screen, it's going to delete basically and make all of the black transparent, which then gives you this fun just lens effect, which most people think is super hard to Photoshop, but as you can see, it's really easy. It's just using a good stock image. I think it's weird that you tease us. I apologize. I will be done at some point. I have 4 images. Is Rainy not on? Rainy should be on. She can heal. She can do some heal stuff. Maybe I don't know about a 4, but for anybody wondering, we're talking about World of Warcraft right now, which has consumed my life conveniently while I have some extra days off due to COVID. Okay, so let's add some more Lindsay flares. Once again, black background, can go to screen and just fluff some of this, and it just kind of pulls the image together. And look at that, y'all were right. I don't hate this image anymore. She has a real gerb. She can definitely do a 4. Okay, good. See, there you go. I have a real job, you jerk. I think that's all I'm going to do with this one. I kind of like that now. I might crop it, but whenever I upload it to Instagram, it'll force me to crop it anywho. So I think we're done with that. I say that. I might. Why? Should I finagle with this or not? Where's my stamp tool? Where is my stamp tool? Am I just dumb? No. No. Oh, right there. Y'all, this migraine is not doing well with me. So for anybody that doesn't know how the stamp tool works, which I didn't for the longest time, once you select it, you can hold Alt. It'll probably be the Windows key on Windows. Anyway, and you'll stamp where you want to start pulling your image from, which as y'all saw, I clicked right there. Definitely don't want to come over here in the shadow. I want to keep it kind of lighter, and I'm going to stamp probably right here. Let's go with that and just kind of see how that goes. Yeah. Whoops. Finagle it so I can learn. I'm trying my best just to make this finagle work for y'all. Okay, that's gonna look wonky, but not as wonky. You can't see it, and you know how we're gonna fix that? Like always. Cool, it did some Photoshop work that's really subpar. Let's put a lens flare on top of it to cover it all up. What do I want to use? I might go back to that other image. It is my favorite after all. then just because that's too much. Boom. Now you'll never know. Much better. Filter, is it under image? I want to sharpen everything, I believe. Let's see if that did anything. Hello. Who's that? Are you here to give me crap? Yeah, we're gonna leave that. Let's brighten some of the eyes again. Wow, that's way too bright, but that's okay. We'll tone it down in a minute. And judging. Well, I'll do my best to make not bad things. Now that I've brightened her irises way too much, let's brighten up some of her whites. And then I'll finish it all off with my overlay, which I always use these two in combination. I feel like it makes all of my images that I post in general a little bit more consistent and cohesive. Kind of my style, if you will. And as you can see, it's just kind of lightening it up. And that is what I would do for this image. I'm glad you guys made me do it because I really like this one now. So that was the original, and here we go. Yeah, it was really just that hairline that was really bothering me. The magic's of Photoshop, man. Alright, image 1 done. Oh wait, no, let's save that actually. Save as in my doll photos. Thank you. I just made the top today, actually. As I mentioned it earlier, I'm really pretty proud of it because I don't have very many see-through tops. And this doll's style is definitely changing and evolving every day. Because normally I don't think our character would have shown, but the high-waisted pants kind of make it work. Can we see that there's actually a gem on this one? I mean, we can kind of see it. We'll definitely see it in the next ones. I think I'm going to roll with this one versus this one. Mainly because I don't like how similar these are. I do like that you can see the flower better in that one, though. I did make it. It is not as impressive as it sounds. Now, my sewing skills have definitely gone up over the years. I'm looking at the complete wrong screen. But I did make it. It's not as pretty as it looks, although it's not horrible. I'm not mad at it. I'm really excited about these little doohickey buttons that I got to put on it. But I haven't taken this bra off of her since I've freaking gotten this body, so I just wanted to kind of show it off, but in a different way. Anyway. Let's see. I wonder if I can merge that hat. How is that going to look? Just out of curiosity. Let me just kind of move this. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Okay, abort. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, this one can go away into my pile of I might edit it one day, I might not photos. Do you do their faces? I do not. There was... Well, every once in a while I get a wild hair that I'm like, I'm gonna paint their face and do great face up stuff, and it never works out. I hate my personal style. I just don't like it. So hers is actually a default face up from the company I bought her from. But I've got a list of face up artists that I will send blank dolls to if I get them and they don't have a face up from the company. So no, I did not paint her face. It was from Supia.com, and that is, I think it's default face B. It's the smoky face. The one thing, hand is prettier with my eyes, more engaging. Yeah, I like it. It definitely does pull you into the image. Her staring more so at the camera. So we're gonna go with that one. It's more interesting and engaging. You're absolutely right. I feel you. The blush on her cheeks is really pretty. They did a really good job with this face up, and they've actually changed it. She's changed her style, and I'm really, really excited about it because the other one was very dated in a sense. So, all right, on to major things. Actually, let's make a new file real quick. Those are my two originals. Those are my favorites, and then this one. So right here, because I squeeze my eyeballs in, they have some of the eye putty coming through, and we need to get rid of that because it is not attractive at all. But let's do a bigger thing. I don't know how well I'm gonna hide this. I never do well in this boat, but we're gonna try. It's a little dark. Let's try to burn some of that. Hello, Drop. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm fighting eye putty right now. That is not what I meant to do at all. I'm gonna go to the burn tool and try to kind of finagle this little spot. Did that work? I feel like that worked. Yeah, we're gonna roll with that. And then we're gonna go through and clean up her face because my dolls are dirty. Get rid of that and that and that and that. This right here on her nose, that's from a pair of glasses that I will never again put on a doll because it left a red mark all on her face right after I got her. I was quite irritated. Dude, I need to go clean these. Oh, you know what? It could be on my lens too, my camera lens. Although I think this is actually on the doll, but... Okay, good enough for me. Much better. Merging down and gonna work on the eyeballs. Do people ever come up and ask me what I'm doing when I'm taking my photos? No. And that is because I hide from people when I'm taking these photos. There might have been 1 or 2 times when another human being has been in the vicinity as I'm taking photos, and they probably just thought it was so freaking weird that they just ignored me and walked away, which was great because I was probably panicking and being like, oh crap, human interaction, I'm not ready for this today. But no, generally they don't. And I do a pretty good job of just going off and hiding, but I'm trying to get into the zone anyway when I'm taking photos. Like if somebody's around me, I'm not really in my artistic mindset, if that makes sense. But I can imagine that it would be pretty awkward if somebody came up and be like, hello? Especially from the way that I carry my dolls, which is terrible, but I usually hold them from the neck or from the crotch. So that would just add to it to make it weird. And they're, you know, a significant size. It would be pretty comical. Once again, her hairline is just a little bit too high for me. So we're going to go make a layered copy. Okay, good. And we're going to, let's liquefy some more of this. That's better. I don't even think I need to erase, but I'm going to just to make sure there's nothing there that I'm missing. Beta. The dolls are pretty, so I can't. Scariest things for you. Oh, are you in public whenever you're taking photos? I'm so jealous of people that have like that ability to go somewhere in a public environment and photograph their dolls, because I just get so overwhelmed with the amount of people around me. But you know, you'll get those images of like a Dolphy Dream or whatever in the middle of like a bus station. I'm like, that's such a cool image. I would never do that because A, like people come around, they like want to touch your doll anyway, and I'm like, no touchy. Yeah, I can just see a kid coming through and being like, let me hang it and touch your doll. I'd be like, yeah, no bits, get back, you ain't touching it. My niece and my nephew came to visit a couple days ago, and the first thing I did to childproof my house, they're 5 and 3, was I took all of my dolls and I put them up on the top shelf in a closet, and I told them that they can't go in there because the cats are in there. It worked. My dolls were safe for the day, but I was low-key nervous. Then a tripod for the lights. You go all out. I mean, your images are super pretty, so I can see that. You should vlog. I don't even know. Do you have a vlog doing with that whole endeavor? I would love to see that adventure. That would be amazing. I'll take like maybe a foam board, like just a white piece of foam board to reflect light. But for the most part, I try to find places that reflect light, like that shed today. Let's see, where is she? Like this shed, since it's metal, was reflecting light back at her. So I'm lazy. I just try to find what's around me. Make him do it. I want to see it. And yes, my niece and my nephew definitely want to play with the cats. However, my cats are old. If y'all have watched my videos for any amount of time, you know, back in the day, my little black cat, she's still with us. So she's 20 and she is not having any interaction with a child. She's like, no, get away. And I'm a little bit overprotective of her, so I'm losing track of thought. So let's get some more vibage going on. And see, that's such another fun thing that I love about other doll photographers is like, what is your style and what do you enjoy in a photograph? I think that's so cool to know that, like, I mean, I like to have a framed image, and that first image I was having issues with because it didn't have enough connecting the background and the foreground. And for the backlighting, I like the backlighting. With her little couch photos, that photo shoot I did a hot second ago, that was super fun because I lit up the back wall, and I remember thinking like, oh, I need to do this for all of my photos, but obviously I don't because I'm lazy. So props to you for actually putting in the effort. Because I don't, and I don't like that lens flare right there. Bokeh, whatever. Let's erase some of that. Just that one. I like the others. They're a little bright too. Let's tone them down. My senior cat is... Oh, she's actually in her room. I put her in there so she could eat. My other two won't bother her because they have a tendency to do that. And then Mama SDR cow gets real mad, and it's just a fun time. I'm kind of digging that. We're gonna go with that. Backlighting is so... I wish I had a white wall. Our apartment is tiny. When I lived in my small, like it was a 900 square foot apartment with a roommate, I did not have any space. And I remember I would set up like sheets and stuff to try to make a backdrop. Fun fact, it never worked out. I hated every single one of them. So that year was very, very limited in my doll photography. My DeviantArt was very sparse that season. Yes, Suzette, I use my macro. It's a 50 millimeter macro lens, and it's up there. I don't remember, but it creates a super great blurred background, depth of field, whatever you want to call it, and it really does make them stand out. I generally predominantly only use that lens when I'm doing my doll photography because I agree. I love the blurred background. I think it really does create some fun movement to the photograph. And I don't know what gel lights you're talking about. Yeah, indoor it's hard to get a good like depth of field. I want to get a lower f-stop. Is it lower? I'm so bad with photography terms. I want my f-stop to be bigger than the one that I have now, which... What are you? You're a 50 millimeter. It's scratched off because why wouldn't it be? It's the cheaper version of the Canon lens. I know that. It's a Canon macro lens, and it's the cheaper version. And I know the more expensive one has a larger depth of field or shallower or whatever. And I want that one. However, I can't justify spending $500 on a lens when I'm just doing this with it. And I still get great images from this particular camera lens. You get it. Oh, I guess that's a good thing. I could have just looked that up. Let's see. What is the lowest? I think it's 2 point something. 2.5. Yep. That 1.2 can just stay on that level of expense until I win the lottery. And even then I probably still wouldn't buy it. I'd probably buy another doll instead of the lens. Now if this one broke... Actually, no, I don't think I'd still do it either. Because I think that one was $200, which that for me was a nice chunk of change, and ain't nothing about that. But the gel lights, I'm interested to know what that is. If you want to link me in something later on. Now, I've played where I create like a low shutter speed and you draw with your lights. That I've done that before, and I've done that with like my Nendoroid photography and stuff, but I haven't done it with her. I've thought about it. It's just such a big setup. You need to do it at night, and there's a lot of tripods for me to get everything. I haven't done it yet. Oftentimes I have to increase my f-stop because I get shallow. Yeah. And what I'll do in those situations when I have it too shallow is I'll take a couple different angles and then I'll merge the images together. Which then anybody looking at it can be like, well, that's photoshopped. But it's just what I do. Because I hate increasing my depth of field because it's just one of those things. I leave it at 2.5, 90%. I might bump it up to 3. Maybe on a good day. This one, y'all, this image, I feel like I'm liking it. I try not to go over the top with my photoshopping because I don't want to take too much away from the image. Did I not copy that? Did I not copy that image? Okay, there we go. I'm glad you're learning. That makes me happy. That's pretty much what I wanted to stream for, is just to kind of bounce ideas off of the community and people and just in general. Because I don't feel like I get that anymore. I used to talk to people on DeviantArt, but that's not really a platform that people use. So, yeah. I'm glad that this is working and sparking interest and conversation. It makes me happy. Actually, I kind of like it without that. I might not do that. Is there anything else I want to throw into this? I still feel like it's a little cool. What do I got? What's I got? Thank you. I appreciate it. I guess I can move this screen to my other monitor. That way I'm not looking away from the camera. That's probably better. I'm just experimenting here. Just experimenting. Let's see. Yeah, I might do a warm filter over top of it. It might be what it needs. Oh, Shiza. I did not mean to do that. Biscuits and gravy. Another thing, little trick that I like to do is I'll put that on top, right? And so I've still done the same as I always do. I've made it the screen image and everything else. And then you can copy your background image, put it on top, and then erase where you want to see it come through. So we're going to kind of see how this goes. And already that's a bit much. That's a bit weird for this image. I think that's too much going on. Bambi, I'm glad you're back, and that was really sweet. I appreciate that. And also, welcome back. That is bomb.com right there. Bible House Mari? What is that? I want to look this all up because I loved Apple House. Apple House. That is the wrong keyboard. Ah, she cute. Yes. That's going to be great. feel like I want a really big lens flare. Bokeh, not lens flare. I wish I could get the masking tool around like my brain, but I just don't seem to ever understand it. Well, biscuits. I'll just add another one right here. Excuse me while I make my life harder than it needs to be. What is that one? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Okay. Where do I get inspiration for her outfits? I just kind of have the character in my head. So Pax, the doll, is Pax in my head kind of idea. And, you know, she's got her own story vibe and everything like that. So really, I just kind of... It just kind of rolls with it. I don't know. I feel like... I guess Instagram, really. I see a lot of stuff on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, I like that top or that combo or this, that, and the other. And I don't know, just kind of all over the place. But mainly, I really kind of... What helps me pick a style for a doll, which generally makes them look like they're put together, is that I have a character in mind, like Pax. She likes black, she likes kind of maybe a nude color, and maybe a pastel pink. And those are like the only images or the only colors that she would really wear. And that kind of really helps me dictate what I put her in, which then makes all of her images really cohesive. So with that in mind, I then am kind of looking at other things and what's current, and you know, she's not too super showy, even though I have her in like lingerie all the time. So that kind of factors into it. So there's a lot of stuff up here going on when I'm dressing my dolls, which is probably why I don't like having multiple main dolls. Like you have some collectors that have just multiple, like, you know, 20 dolls, which is so crazy. I wish I could do that, but I can't because I'm so wrapped up with one doll trying to make sure I think of every tiny little detail. I just don't have the brain capacity for all of that. That's a lot going on, you know? So... Okay, I think I'm done for Nagel. I like that. Yep, I'm done with that. So, from that to that, how great. Photoshop is... I actually like the original too. Well, damn. This one I definitely went really ham with Photoshop. Yeah, to me personally, it depends on what color your doll's eyes are, their skin tone, like what resin color their skin is, what their wig color is, and then just the overall vibe. I don't know, like I feel like with the micro bangs, well, I don't know. I say that. I was about to say that the micro bangs with like the Lolita style probably wouldn't vibe very well, but I've seen it done, so. Also the makeup, that kind of factors into it. I bought her specifically for this style, like her face, her body type, and that makeup option I bought specifically for Pax's style. Like this wasn't just a doll purchase for me. She was like a straight up character that I needed to get into a doll form so I could do photos, which is probably why we be bopping so much. Excuse me while I fix this little. Next on my list for Pax would be an actual fiber wig, not a synthetic. I want real hair for her. Thank you. Like the original is fun. This one's more fantasy for sure. And yeah. I don't hate this one as like I used to, but I mean, this one definitely bumped up the ranks. She might be a bit too warm. I just can't win, can I? Let's do a fun little streak. That was not blur. Let's erase some of this. That's more balanced. All right, cool. Yeah, it was a lot of just straight up yellow. Needed to give her something back. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta click off the image and look at it again. I think we're gonna roll with that. We'll come back to it. On to my favorite photos, which I probably will not do a lot of photoshopping on, honestly. In terms of like visuals, like this one. I want to keep this one pretty much where she at. I just need to figure out how I'm gonna merge both of these. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here, or how I want to do it. So she definitely my... This is called cheating. And then we will take this and brighten it up just like a little bit. Then we'll take the background and drop that down just a little bit. Oh no, what was that? No, that's right. Hmm. And we're gonna roll with this. Favorite doll company so far. My favorite doll company. I really like Supia a lot. I might be a little biased right now because I'm on their bandwagon. I'm fanboying pretty hard, but I like a sculpt that has a lot of detail. That's not just the stereotypic like super straight up pretty face. Even though Pax I feel like is, she's kind of got the button nose and everything. Supia shows teeth a lot. They have a lot of detail. I really liked my Eiffel House as well. Like the EIDs, I think were really pretty. My Dolce Amanda had some really pretty details. I really liked her as well. So those are probably my top 3. Now mobility, I don't think you're going to beat Fairyland in the Minifee area. However, Supia, the ballerina body, if you haven't watched that video, I just did one on her. I really, really like the Supia body a lot. I want to try the Bimong body. That one looks really, really fun. It doesn't look super realistic, like I wouldn't want to show it off in terms of like putting it in lingerie kind of concept, but for mobility and everything like that, I think would be super cool to have, that I could put on her when she wasn't wearing something skimpy. So, oh, I'm so excited to see this. I feel like I've been... Oh, well, hello. Okay, so let's get back to... I hope that answered your question. Favorite doll company, yeah. I will say the Eiffel House, I did not much care for the body. It was hard for me to manipulate, if I remember correctly, and it's been a hot second. But I'm also comparing that to right after I got the Dolce Amanda body, and the F26 body with that is super good. Like, they have, like, so, like, say this was the leg well, and this is the leg that goes into the leg well socket. They have these holes drilled in that they filled with silicone that create, like, a friction joint, almost like a ligament. And that was such a cool feature to me. And so I might be comparing it to that. That body would probably be my top favorite. However, the F26 body is so damn big. Like, nothing fits. Like, trying to find shoes for her was damn near impossible. So, Suzette, they do have life-size versions, and they're terrifying, actually. I can't remember. It was a couple years back I was looking at it, and it was like just a big ass ball jointed doll, and I was like, that's creepy to me. Like, for anyone that has it, rock on, but for me, I'm like, that's terrifying. It unnerved me a little bit. Half scale dolls, like the toddler size, right? Yeah, they're terrifying to me. I don't know why, but like it might have been the way they had it styled and the way they had it sitting in a chair. I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling about that. I don't like that there. Right? It would just be like a blank head. Yeah, an unfinished half-scale doll would be pretty creepy. Also, my balloon cap, like my balloon wig cap trick wouldn't work. I'd have to get like a special silicone cap for that thing. Am I just... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. So there's the which ones am I trying to think of? I'll send you a message with them in it. But like the real doll, they're pretty much a sex doll at that point. But people have like this whole like forum dedicated to like photographing them and making them look cool. But the real dolls are they're a bit much. But I'll try to find that half scale doll that I was just talking about and see if I can send that. That's just a straight up ball jointed doll. It's not a creep doll. You got into them, and see, I strayed away from them for the longest time. The reason why I knew that ball jointed dolls were even a thing is I was at an anime convention and somebody walked by me holding one sitting on their shoulder, and I instantly thought, that person makes me nervous. I'm gonna go this way. But I couldn't quit thinking about it. And so a year later, after me like looking it up and finding like DeviantArt and looking at Simba stuff and just watching like everybody's things, I got into it and I got sucked in, obviously super pretty hard. And now it's my favorite hobby for sure. It gives me so much creativity. I love this hobby. Yeah, Bambi, right? Like everything is just like, and I'm just like, no, no, because they're too heavy to hold a pose anyway. That was one of the issues with them. I just got out some of my doll. The blue one caps on the head. Oh no, that's no fun. No. To me, anyway, photographing something small is easier because you can position it easier, and your sets, you don't have to have such big, elaborate sets. Like, if I was to take a picture of me, I would need, like, a big room to do it. If I'm taking a picture of a small doll, I could just do it on a desk. So, it's easier to take a picture of something that's smaller. And then also, yeah, the movement. You know, they're so stinking heavy that you can't get them to hold a pose. I've always thought my smaller dolls easier than bigger dolls to photograph. Maybe just me. No, I think the smaller dolls are definitely much easier to photograph as well, or at least I agree with you on that. There's probably some people that have a better vibe with the bigger dolls, but as much as I love my big dolls, they're harder to photograph for sure. Which again goes back to me only wanting one. So sadly to say, the other Supia that I had, she out. I traded her for an MSD. We'll see how that goes. Yes, I like this. You know what I don't like? This weird freaking whatever's going on with her skull or her face right here. Whoa, whoa, you need to calm down. You need to calm down, Photoshop. Okay. That's better. I love this image so much. Oh. It's true, and also, like, I just wonder the price point on that. So, for a ball jointed doll, if you're looking for a quality item, like something that has some good detail and everything in it, you're gonna spend probably the same amount as you would on, like, a lower quality human item. So, like, I've bought pants for a doll before that were like almost $40 because I needed that high level of detail and quality, and I say needed, I didn't need it, but I wanted it. And so a larger doll, I don't know, I feel like it'd probably be the same price point because you could just go buy a regular pair of pants and that would solve your issue. That's kind of my other balancing with smaller dolls is I love smaller dolls that are easier to photograph. However, trying to get detail on such a small scale, like shoes, tiny shoes, are such a pain in the ass to try to find. And I'm such a stickler for detail because I think it's important to make it feel like an actual living thing. I don't know. I want to make my dolls look as realistic as possible. Can I just mention that my favorite thing on this is this little hair right here. I don't know why. That just brings me such great joy. That little detail, and I'm totally leaving it. I quite like it. I do. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here that I would Photoshop, but I don't think so. I kind of want to do her hairline, but I kind of don't. Yes, the smaller scale, man. Those are, oof, them roughs. I gotta watch that next time on her wig. That's kind of another thing that I like about doing, like being so picky about my photoshopping for me personally, is I go back later on, and when I'm doing another photo shoot, I remember things like, oh, make sure that wig is pulled down, because every doll is different, their styles. So, give me a corner of alpaca, please. That would be so much alpaca. Gosh, can you imagine like trying to make like an actual fiber wig? What? No thanks. No thank you. I guess granted you could just get a human hair wig and that would work. Suzette, next time I come by, I'm gonna wear an outfit like this. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna look so great in my high-waisted pants and my see-through crop top with a black bra and my cute hat with a sunflower sticker on it. That's all that is, y'all. That sunflower, it's a sticker. On sale at the Michaels or Hobby Lobby, one of the two. I can't remember which one I got it from. Did I brighten her eyes? I don't even remember. I feel like I did, but I kind of want to brighten them again. I did. That's right. I just didn't make it harsh. I blended it, and that's what messed me up. Did that work? What you doing, thing? Why aren't you working? Oh, there we go. I'm in the market as well for new doll eyes, I think. I think 10 years using Ico, well, 8 years using Ico. I think I'm ready to swap them out for another company. Whoops. Something that I don't feel like I have to Photoshop every time. I love these eyes. They're super realistic, in my opinion. I love them for that. I just, since they're rubber, they do not reflect very well. She did need that. Look how much better that is. Drop that down just a bit more. Let's clean up the face and then we can do the final touches. Like I said, I didn't want to do a lot of photoshopping on this image, and here I am just going to town on it. Do I still have the first doll that I ever owned? No, and I'm low-key debating on getting another one. I've actually had two. So my first doll was a Resin Soul Lee, and she was an MSD size. So the one I'm working on now, she's the SD size. So MSD is not half that size, but it's shorter. Anyhow, I had a Resin Soul Lee, and it was a very just like spur of the moment doll. I just decided to buy it because it was a cheaper price point and I could afford it at the time. It was still $150, but it wasn't a $900 doll. So I was like, cool, great, I'll grab that one. And I have definitely learned a lot since that doll. I feel like my major Photoshop skills were like after my redhead Natalie, which was my third doll. I think that's when I really got into photography and really started trying to get a good what's going on. I photoshopped a lot more than this. Where did these hairs come from? What is happening in my life? Did I just like totally reset the image? Son of a bitch, I did. Damn it! Okay, let's try this again. Liquify. I wonder if I just do the liquify again, if it'll just do it. No, of course not. Y'all, what is wrong with me? My freaking migraine is not helping today. And obviously, typical male, I can't multitask, so... Yeah, my Resin Soul Lee definitely has that little spot in my heart. I like I said, I've debated on probably trying to get another one again, just for nostalgia purposes, and I've done that twice. So when I sold her, I don't remember what I bought, but I moved on, got another doll, and then a couple years back I bought it again, being at a higher level of skill, and I mean that as in I know more about the hobby, I'm more comfortable photographing, I have more tools. Like I didn't have Photoshop at the time when I had that doll. I didn't have a good sewing machine at the time. Like just my skills and my tools are better. 10 years in the hobby will do that to you. And I bought a Resin Soul Lee to try to like just kind of make it a new vibe and everything, but it's just the MSD size. I'm just not a fan of MSD sized dolls, just because the amount of detail that they don't have in their clothing and generally their sculpt. That's what really pulled me down. I think drawing. Your first doll was a Minifee? You bougie! I'm just kidding. I do. I like Minifee a lot. They pose so freaking good. There's that. Yeah, see, I photoshopped this before already. I did. I did do something stupid. On her, yeah, that was one of the things that I liked the most, and that wasn't so when I selected the smoky eye, the eyebrows didn't look like that. As a matter of fact, the whole face up looks completely different. Like the artist that does the doll, I think her name is Kim. Her style, I might be wrong. Anyway, her style is completely changed, and it's gotten more detailed, and I love it. Yeah, they look real good. Eyelashes and everything. I think I'm about ready to call this a day. There's something still weird. There's some weird vibe going on there. I don't know if that's actually my doll or if it's Photoshop. So we're gonna see. You'll enjoy watching me Photoshop this whole thing twice. If you didn't see it the first time, you definitely saw it the second time. I think I'm good with this. Another little fun trick I like to do if I am, wait a hot minute. That's why I'm literally dumb. I just Photoshopped my original. Which one looks better now? Well, so much for the original image. Nobody told me I was on the original image. Dang it. I did a pretty good job, though. Not mad at it. Alright, so... Am I on the right one? I don't even know. Merge all of that down. Delete this. Move this file over here because I'm stupid. Yeah, I don't think much is going to take this place. Okay, so on to my last little trick that I like to do. So with joints, I'm not the one to try to like delete joints out of a photograph. I like to keep them in there, but I don't want your eyes to be drawn to them. And it's already blurred. So this step isn't really necessary in this image, but I'm going to show y'all anyway just because I think it's great. So what I'll do is I'll take a layer and I'll blur the image just a little bit to make it out of focus, because it's not, the sharp image is what your eyes are drawn to, or the sharp section. Then I will go ahead and paste the regular image, so you have your blurry image underneath, and I will erase on just the joint lines, just to diffuse those joints a little bit more. And you're not going to see a huge difference, but you're also not going to be drawn to it as much as you would think. Yes. I also wonder how well that's translating that specific thing to my YouTube stream. I'm not sure. Just know it's a thing you can do and it works great. Yes, many fees are hard. I'm actually looking for an active line body and normal skin right now. I'm going to trade the old style Supia body for it, if I can find somebody that wants to switch up to the SD size. St. Bloom Betty. Alright, let's add some Boke, and can y'all guess which one I'm going to use? Of course you can, because I use it in every single image, because I'm basic. I love this! Blech, it's so great. Well, hello, not right brush. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. I know it kind of trailed off there. I got real super focused on this. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. It'll be up here if you want to see anything else on it. And if you have any questions, definitely send me a message. And now when you see this image, you know that you were a part of it. So, cool vibes all around. Thank you, thank you. Have a great night or day or morning, wherever you are, doing whatever it is you're doing. We're actually getting close to the end of this stream because this is my last one anywho. And I'm gonna make me some dinner. Let's dodge this. I feel like this down here is still a little dark. Oops, wrong layer. There we go. Since I've dulled down the eyes, I want to add some more back to that. And what's hazy haze? Actually brownish. Let's look at brownish. Boom. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with that one. Am I done with that one? Keep them just behind me. I thought about getting a shelf back here to put something on there. I'm still working on my setup, so after Christmas I'll probably do a little bit more tweaking with my little setup, because I plan to have a little bit more interest in the background. I'll probably have a better little camera. I might even use my DSLR. So, and that way if y'all have questions, I can literally just grab them and be like, boom, there you are, things and such. Okay, let's save that. PNG, save it there, okay. Alright, well, today's stream went longer than I expected it to, but it was a lot of fun and that was a great time. So, I hope you all enjoyed. If you all have any questions, you like seeing past work, I'll try to start bringing up old stuff and trying to recreate an image. I did that once and it was a lot of fun, and I need to probably try it again, especially now that I have packs. So I might give that a shot. But yes, I'm going to close out the stream. I'm going to go make some food and everything. I've gotten all the images done. Looks amazing. All turned out beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, it's a lot of fun for me to be able to engage with ball jointed doll people while I'm doing this kind of stuff. So, thank you. I will chat at you guys